This is the Radio Silly Video News, brought to you in association with Worldwide Financial Planning. For advice on inheritance tax, business finance, mortgages, debt consolidation, investment and pensions, Matt Hyam from Worldwide Financial Planning is on the islands at the Atlantic Hotel on the first Thursday of every month. The Radio Silly Video News also brought to you in association with Truro and Penwith College. Find out about courses you can enjoy here on the islands or on the mainland at truro.ac.uk and listen out for one of 365 great reasons to visit Truro College every day on Radio Silly. Well, the bad weather has played havoc with plans for Walk Silly 2010, but a record number of people have signed up for the event, the Islands Walking Festival, with a whole host of new walks and attractions as part of the event.
It was a real success. We, sold out on the tickets and everyone loved the food and the music was fantastic. So it was a really brilliant night. It was a great introduction to the festival. It was superb.
The organisation of Walk Silly this year has been shared between the council and the private initiative Event Silly, operated by Ewan Roger. He joined Sophie Hughes at the opening night at the St Mary's Hall Hotel. The event's been timed to coincide with the Silly Folk Festival, and the opening night music was provided by Piers Lewin. He said it was quite a challenge, providing music for a variety of venues around the islands.
Well, I think for Folk Festival we've tried to bring in as many different sorts of performers as we can. I mean, some of them wouldn't be recognised as pure folk musicians. We've got all sorts really, and I've tried to tailor the band or the artist to the venue. So we've got some quieter acoustic sets in more intimate venues, and equally got some raucous stuff going on in the bigger pub venues. So.
Piers said it wouldn't just be traditional English or Solonian folk music on offer as part of the festival.
We've got a very nice Macedonian tune, which I think everyone will be up and dancing to.
A group of storm watchers gathered to see 20 and 30-foot waves top the Mermaid on Tuesday night. Pete Reynolds lives opposite the pub in Pier House. He was kept awake by water crashing down the chimney.
You got wet. The waves coming up through the chimney pot and down all over the floor in the dining room.
Woke the kids up?
Yeah, woke the kids up. Someone throwing buckets of water at the house. It's like being in a car wash, basically. A saltwater car wash.
A St Mary's publican says he's been the victim of cybercrime and wants to warn other residents before it happens to them. Mark Twynham is the landlord of the Bishop and Wolf and has a significant amount removed from his account.
Yeah, fairly big amounts of money, and apparently they try small amounts first and then build up to bigger amounts, and so we're just checking for other fraudulent amounts on other accounts at the moment. But the way they've done it is, I thought, was a foolproof system, but obviously not.
He was only alerted to the problem when he was denied access to his online bank account.
I was on the internet this morning, and I have a Lloyd's TSB ClickSafe password, and it came up on my emails that I had changed my password, that I'd lost my password and changed it. So I rang Sarah to see if she had used the card, and she hadn't, so I thought, that's funny, I've not done that. So I rang the company up, the Lloyd's TSB ClickSafe password company, and somebody got him all my information, and that means all my information, and changed my password and used my credit card.
Mark says he's tried everything to contact the website that's received the money.
10 or 12 times with phone calls, emails and everything else, heard nothing back, and nobody replies. You can never get an answer on the machine, it's always an answer machine. It makes me think that this flyonthewall.uk.com company may be just a set-up site to put money into an account.
Now, dealing with the aftermath is going to cost Mark extra money.
Yes, every month it's going to cost me £6.99 now to ensure that it doesn't happen again. And because they've got all my personal information, I have no choice really, because they can take loans out in my name, they can apply for loans, they can go into everything, and that's absolutely unbelievable.
A St Mary's councillor says he's received many complaints about the unkempt appearance of the parade flats. Gaz O'Neill says he's uncomfortable that the council tax went up 4.5%, whereas the building is in a prime site and desperately needs a lick of paint, and it's in council ownership.
A picture, you're channeling people every day at 12 o'clock from the quay, theoretically, that's what we're supposed to be aiming to do, up into Hugh Street. They get into, effectively our sort of main square in the thoroughfare there, and there's a huge, ugly building slap bang in the middle of it. Unnecessarily ugly, I think. The building itself is not particularly ugly, it's just in dire need of decoration. I said at the time, it's exactly this type of situation whereby, bearing in mind that increase was, as far as I'm aware, to increase the council's general reserve fund, then it's going to be very difficult to turn around and say we can't afford to stick a lick of paint on a building in that location.
Richard McCarthy is the chairman of the Community Services Committee. He says the council has spent much of its maintenance budget in refurbishing 108 council homes. That project is 85 to 90% complete now, with many homes having received new kitchens and bathrooms. He agrees that the parade flats need work, and he says he hopes they'll receive cash if there's surplus left over at the end of the financial year. The council offered last year to give free paints to residents to paint their own council properties, as there's a shortage of labour and money to pay people. One of the early members of the Radio Silly team, Pete the Hat Hobson, sadly passed away last year. Pete, known to many people on the islands and visitors for his passion and enthusiasm about so many things, from music to his perfumery to some long shaggy dog stories he used to share in the pubs. And recently arranged by Shirley McGuinness a get-together at Atlantic Inn where people who are friends of Pete the Hat shared some anecdotes and memories about a character that islanders and visitors won't forget easily. He's been dreaming of it for 20 years, and now a bowling green for the islands is just months away. Richard Chiverton's been into Radio Silly to talk about the fundraising efforts that means soon there'll be a facility at the Islands Golf Club on St Mary's.
Dream I've had for 20 years. I've had a photograph. I had an artist's impression of the bowling green up the golf club for about 20 years now. And it's become a standing joke up there that I've had this up there for 20 years, so it's time I did something about it.
So what was the impetus to actually do something then?
Well, it's something needed to be done. We've got this beautiful view of the golf club. It was the old ninth green, and it struck me that's a perfect place to put a bowling green. Got beautiful views over the harbour. You're in front of the clubhouse. You've got a lovely balcony up there. You can sit and have a beer and sit and watch a game of bowls.
Richard says they've been successful with grant funding.
I've got section 1 to finish. I've got a grant from the Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty, and I have to finish that by the end of March. That's to get the base in. We've dug the side of the bank out, which was a lot of rock, unfortunately, so it meant a bit of blasting and a bit of digging with the JCB, and we've got that out now. We've got the base in now, so by the end of this month we should have the base finished.
Because of the way in which the grant funding operates, Richard says he needs to borrow some money temporarily to meet the various eligibility criteria.
Well, this is the big problem. I mean, it's this gets slammed into. You got the first one, a £10,000 grant, but then they say, right, there's your money, but you've got to spend it first. You've got to actually physically have that £10,000 come out of your account. And once they see it comes out of your account, then they'll pay you the 10,000. So what we've had to do, and I've been very lucky with the first 10,000, is various people on the island have lent me bits of money, interest-free, to make up this £10,000. But within 6 weeks' time, I will get the £10,000 back again, back into my bank. But then I'm going to have to go through the whole process again for the next £21,000.
Which is a big amount of money, obviously, to bankroll, isn't it?
Absolutely. So I'm just hoping there's somebody out there with a load of money in their pocket they just don't know what to do with. If they have, give me a ring.